Foundation Level Objective 5.1.5 K3 Apply Test Case Prioritization. When we are talking about test case prioritization, it depends on a lot of common sense, just like solving puzzles. Q1. You are testing a mobile application that allows users to find a nearby restaurant based on the type of food they want to eat. Consider the following list of test cases. Priorities, i.e., a smaller number means a higher priority, and dependencies. Which of the following test cases should be executed as the third one? Okay, so we need to prioritize all the test cases and find the third one. Notice that a smaller number means a higher priority. So we should start with priority 1 test cases, which is test case 3. However, test case 3 depends logically on test case 2, which in return depends on test case 1. So we should execute test case 1 first, even though it's priority 3, then execute test case 2, even though it's priority 2, then execute test case 3. So the third test case is test case 3, option A. If we want to continue, then we can execute test case 4 because it has a higher priority than test case 5. Both of them have the same logical dependency on test case 2, which has already been executed. Q2. You are testing a web application that allows users to search for products, view product details, add products to a shopping cart, and place an order. You have prepared the following 5 test cases, which you want to execute according to their priorities. Test case 1. Search product A, which has medium priority. Test case 2. View product A details priority low. Test case 3. Add product B to a shopping cart. Priority medium. Test case 4. Add product C to a shopping cart. Priority high. Test case 5. Place an order which has priority high. Which test case should be executed as the fourth one? So the logical dependency between the test cases is not quite as clear as in the previous question. We need to derive it ourselves. Search functionality must be tested before view functionality can be tested, as product details rely on search functionality. Test case 2 depends on test case 1. View functionality must be tested before add functionality, as adding products relies on the availability of accurate product details. Test cases 3 and 4 depend on test case 2. Add functionality must be tested before order functionality, as placing an order relies on the availability of accurate shopping cart information. Test case 5 depends on test case 3 or 4. So, if we want to put the test cases in order, we should start with test case 1, search, then test case 2, view, and then test case 3 or 4, add. We will pick test case 4 first, as it has a higher priority over test case 3. This is 3 test cases so far. Now we have to choose between test case 3, add, and test case 5, order. If we choose order first, then we have to call add test case 3 and then order again. That's a waste of time and effort. So the best sequence is to call the second add test case 3, then order test case 5, which makes test case 3 the fourth test case. Option A is the right answer. Third question. You are preparing a test execution schedule for executing 7 test cases, TC1 to TC7. The following figure includes the priorities of these test cases. 1 equals highest priority, 3 equals lowest priority. The figure also shows the dependencies between test cases using arrows. For instance, the arrow from TC4 to TC5 means that TC5 can only be executed if TC4 was previously executed, which test case should be executed 6th. This is a nice question. We want to run the priority 1 test cases first, which are TC5 and TC7. To run those test cases, we have to run TC1, TC2, and TC4 first, as TC5 and TC7 depend on them. Now, should we run TC6 first or TC3? TC3 has a higher priority than TC6. So the 6th test case should be TC3, followed by TC6. Correct answer is A, TC3. Q4. The table shows the traceability matrix from test cases to requirements. X means that a given test case covers the corresponding requirement. You want to prioritize the test cases following the additional coverage prioritization technique. You execute all 4 test cases. Which test case should be executed as the last one? We mentioned the additional coverage technique very quickly in the course. The idea is to pick the test cases that will provide the highest coverage first, as test case 1 will cover 4 requirements at once. So it will be our first choice. So now we have covered requirements 1, 3, 4, and 7. Test case 2 covers 3 requirements, but 2 of the 3 requirements were already covered. So test case 2 will cover only 1 additional requirement. Test case 3 is a better choice as it will cover requirements 5 and 6. Requirement 2 is the only requirement missing. So we will choose test case 4 to cover requirement 2. This leaves test case 2 to be our last test case to be executed. The correct answer is B.